Prior research has shown that people with vision impairments engage in less physical activities and thus have inferior physical fitness compared to sighted individuals. This can be attributed to numerous barriers such as inaccessible fitness infrastructure, discouragement from parents due to safety concerns, and lack of experience and interest in physical exercises. In this work, we address this problem by developing a solution that encourages blind people to walk while they virtually explore the real-world locations of their choice from the safety and comfort of their homes. Hi, I'm Geso India from Microsoft Research India Lab, and I'm going to present our paper, V-Stroll, a smartphone application that allows audio-based virtual exploration to encourage walking among people with vision impairments. In past, in order to promote physical activities, several sports such as blind cricket and beep baseball have been made accessible for the blind. But due to safety concerns and inaccessible infrastructure, participation in such sports has been largely limited. To avoid such barriers, several exergames have been developed that combine playful video gaming with physical exercises. These include accessible versions of existing exergames such as VI Tennis and VI Bowling that allow blind users to play tennis and bowling using Nintendo Wii controllers. Another category is of novel exergames such as Eyes-Free Yoga that guides users to perform yoga exercises using Microsoft Kinect. However, using expensive hardware like Wii controllers and Microsoft Kinect can limit the widespread adoption of such exergames. Therefore, in our work, we focused on developing a smartphone application with no expensive hardware requirement that encourages people to walk and provides them regular fitness updates on step count, distance walked, and calories burnt. And since walking for longer duration can be a monotonous activity, it also engages them in virtual exploration of real-world locations of their choice. To start a virtual trip on V-Stroll app, users can search a start location using Google Maps autocomplete feature, and then they can keep the phone in their pockets and start walking. The app virtually places the user on the nearest road from the selected location and starts announcing approaching POIs such as hotels, banks, etc. as they keep walking. The orientation of POIs is announced using binary spatial audio, which means that POIs on the right side will be announced in the right earphone and vice versa. As the users walk, they receive audio auto updates on their step count. They can also use the 3 buttons placed on the screen to stop the trip, take a U-turn in their trips, or receive audio updates on fitness parameters such as calories burnt and distance walked. When users reach a road intersection in their virtual trip, V-Stroll allows them to select a turn using voice commands. While users walk, the app also plays a background wind sound to provide audio feedback, and when they stop walking for more than 5 seconds, the app plays a periodic audio message requesting them to resume walking. To evaluate the usability of the app, we conducted a user study with 16 totally blind participants, out of which 5 identified themselves as women. Average age of participants was 29 years, and they had been regular users of Android and TalkBack for average more than 3 years. Participants were also required to have stable internet connectivity and a pair of earphones with mic. On the first day of the study, all participants received hands-on training on calibration activity and virtual trips, after which they used the app for 5 days every day for minimum 20 minutes. They also received daily reminders on WhatsApp, and we logged participants' data on app uses, virtual trips, fitness progress, etc. We ended the study with their feedback interviews. Based on participants' app logs, we found that they used the app for around 7 days, taking a total of 253 trips by walking for total 51 hours and covering a total distance of 122 kilometers. 13 participants reported walking indoors while using the app in places like terrace, balcony, or from one room to another. 3 participants walked in nearby outdoor spaces like parks or apartment complex compound, and 3 participants reported walking on their treadmills. Based on participants' feedback, we found that receiving constant fitness updates helped them in setting and monitoring their daily fitness goals. It also made them conscious towards their health, thus motivating them to walk. Their curiosity to explore further on a virtual trip also contributed towards walking for longer duration. For instance, total 2 trips were made for more than an hour and 34 trips were made for more than 30 minutes. The log data also showed that 6 participants used the app even after the feedback interview for next 2 to 8 days. Participants also found the virtual trips highly immersive and perceived themselves as virtual avatars exploring real-world locations. While the turn-by-turn navigation and frequent POI announcements kept them engaged, the use of voice commands for road selection and U-turn provided them the autonomy for navigation. The use of binary spatial audio for POI announcements was also found useful. Participants recommended enabling the use of voice commands for also receiving fitness updates, and they also suggested adding more options for background sound as it contributed to the overall immersivity of their trips. Participants explored numerous locations using vStroll, including places they had visited and not visited. Such locations included surrounding neighborhoods, current places of work and study, places of nostalgia such as places visited in childhood and tourist locations, as well as international locations such as New York's Wall Street, Amsterdam, etc. Out of the total trips, 43 trips were made to international locations. Virtually exploring visited locations helped participants learn about unfamiliar POIs and shorter routes, and the audio announcement of turn-by-turn navigation and POIs helped them create a mental model of the places. In order to gain familiarity, participants also visited future places of work or study. They did face issues with sparse POIs, mainly in Indian locations, but overall participants felt confident about independently navigating to these locations when they are actually visiting them in future. Participants also compared the vStroll app with several other apps that they had used for exercises, such as Pedometer app and Apple Watch. Based on this comparison, they recommended adding accessible charts and graphs to the app, summarizing their fitness progress over a period of time. Participants also compared the app with engagement apps such as music and podcast apps, as well as navigation-based apps such as Google Maps and Lazarillo. Based on the study findings, we learned that using a combination of audio and haptic modalities can enhance users' engagement. Adding reinforcements to the app can motivate the users, and providing POI-rich virtual trips can increase their engagement with the app. For further details on the study, please refer to our paper. Thank you.